Welcome everyone, I'm Michael from Kids After All. We'll bring you fun-filled videos for all the family. Now first of all, before we get into today's video, may I say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported the channel and who has clicked that subscribe button, hit those likes, because we have hit our target of 150 subscribers. So thank you ever so much everyone, really does mean a lot. Now keep watching the videos in the future, because in those videos I will be announcing our winner of our competition for our fantastic exclusive one-of-a-kind Kids After All t-shirt. Now I have already been in touch with the winner, but I don't want to give away who that is just yet until they actually receive their t-shirt, and we'll get a lovely photo and announce that person in the next few videos. So make sure you keep watching, and thank you ever so much to everyone who has helped push us to that mark. But please keep going, keep hitting those subscribe buttons if you like that, because I might announce, if you keep watching the videos, I might announce another competition we have coming up in future videos. So guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well please. But what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into today's video, which is all about weaning. Now weaning is a very tricky subject for a lot of people, so what I'm going to do today is we're going to cover some facts, some hints and tips about weaning and the kind of do's and don'ts, and when you should and when you shouldn't. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So everyone, weaning, like I say, it can be a very tricky subject. It's something that it just a bit controversial, just to do with different ideas, different beliefs, and so on and so forth. But what we're going to do in this video is just cover some of the very basics, just about kind of when you should, when you shouldn't, and the do's and don'ts, and so on and so forth. So for example, we're going to start off with when to start. Now guidance is always we should start at 6 months. Now I know that some people feel their little ones are ready before that. There are reasons why the NHS, for example, who is where we get our advice from, and I will share a link just here, but also there will be a link in the description down below and throughout the video as well. But the NHS obviously advise that it should be from 6 months. Now this is because at that age, little one has developed more, you know, their hand-eye coordination has also developed, which means that they are more able to feed themselves. Now, because they are better at kind of that, like I say, that eye coordination, hand coordination, it means they can move things to their mouth, they can chew, swallow, all that kind of thing. Now there are 3 clear signs about little one being ready for weaning. One of the big ones is that they can stay sitting up by themselves. Sitting up by themselves is huge, because it means they are able to support themselves, and that is massive, because they need to be able to keep that head back, keep the head up themselves, so that they can obviously swallow without creating any blockages. Now another one of the 3 clear signs is, like I said before, the coordination, those eyes and hands and mouth, to be able to look at the food, pick it up, and also put it in the mouth and chew it. But also again, I've kind of just hit the final clear sign is swallowing. Being able to swallow and not spit it back up. It's quite clear, you know, even if you're kind of first time parent, you can quite clearly see that if little one isn't ready, because they do spit it back out. So that is kind of 3 clear signs on when they are ready. But when they're not ready, sometimes things can be mistaken for when they are ready, and some of the main ones are when little ones are chewing the fist. That is a very common one. That does not mean that they are ready for trying solid foods. Now it could be that they are chewing their fists and they are ready, but what I'm saying is the chewing the fists is not a sign of them being ready. But moving on, other things as well are extra feeds, more milk than usual. That doesn't mean that little one is ready. That's obviously another kind of common mistake that people think means they're ready. And another one is also waking up the night more. People think that this is because little one is craving that need for food, but that is just one of the common misconceptions, one of the common mistakes that people make. So ideas on when little one's ready, and like I say, 6 months is absolutely that time we should be starting weaning with little one, and it's all about baby led, so it's at their pace, giving them the chance to explore the food themselves. So that's just kind of covering the first one, and we'll move into another one. So another really important one, and a really big one that we talk about a lot in life, is the gagging versus choking. Now this can be quite tricky to work out which one is which, because as a parent, your natural reaction is, if little one is gagging, you immediately jump in, kind of save the day, because that is what we're here for, that is what we're designed for, and that is absolutely the right thing to do. But one of the things that little one does have to learn is how to develop that gagging reflex, and that's not to say you let your little one choke, because like I say, choking and gagging are very, very different. But they do need to be able to develop that gagging reflex, and that is something, because that is something that can cause issues later on in life if they don't, when they are old, if they don't have that chance to develop it. So this is why we're talking about the differences between gagging and choking, so that you know which one they are trying to develop, because we don't want them to choke, obviously. So gagging with gagging, it might look like things where, you know, little ones' eyes are watering, and things like, you know, the kind of pushing the tongue, sorry, if I could speak, it would help, pushing that tongue forward and out of their mouth. That's quite a common one, and the kind of most common one is bringing the food in their mouth, forward in the mouth, and also they might make a kind of a retching movement and also vomit. That is just kind of signs that it's hitting that gagging reflex. It's a bit sensitive with the back and forth, and those are absolutely fine. But when it comes to choking, like I say, is very, very different. If little one is choking, it's likely because there's a blocked airway. Very, very, very simple. And usually what happens is things like, you know, they'll start to turn blue, and also they won't make any sound. That's kind of one of the clear differences between choking and gagging. With gagging, you know, they say if one goes red in the face and loud, then they're gagging. Whereas if they are going blue in the face and you can't hear a sound, then they are choking. Now, if little one is choking, and obviously can't breathe, the immediate things you have to do is shout for help, get little one out of the high chair, and one of the very important ones, and it is quite a difficult one to do, I've had to do it myself on my eldest daughter, who at the time was 8, so not a little one, but it is still very scary to have to do. One of the things you have to do is try and help them in that situation. So what you would do is you would support little one's chest and chin with one hand, and with the other hand, with the heel of your hand, you would deliver 5 sharp blows to the back between the shoulder blades, and that's just to try and help dislodge anything in there. You will find that if it's not severe choke, that will usually get the job done. If not, obviously you need to take further measures. You need to get some help. You need to get contact 999 and get those emergency services involved as well. Obviously, if little one has choked, particularly when they are little, it might be a good idea to go get them checked by the doctor, by the GP, just to make sure that everything is okay. I mean, to be honest, like I say throughout this whole video, the NHS website is obviously where we get the guidance from, the advice. That is a fantastic resource, and they have so much information about choking and gagging, and also with the choking as well, there's kind of first aid advice as well, which is obviously something that I don't have time to go into in this video. So head over to the NHS website and have a look on things about weaning. So that's choking versus gagging. So with this next one, it's more of a kind of a hint and a tip of how you can help support little one with weaning. Now, one of the fantastic ideas and ways to do that is through an ice cube tray. Now, I know it sounds a bit of a strange one. There are a lot of fancy things that you can buy out there to help with portion size for little one, but honestly, all you need is an ice cube tray. I know that sounds strange, but if you look at the size of an ice cube tray, it is roughly about the size of a portion for a little one at 6 months. Now, the idea is, obviously, when you start baby-led weaning, you're not relying on the food as a meal. It is just so that little one can get used to the kind of the eating process, the chewing, swallowing, so on and so forth, and obviously get that hand-eye coordination in practice. So when it comes to portion size, an ice cube tray is fantastic, because they say roughly the size of baby's palm is about the size of what they can fit in their stomach at that time. So ice cube chews is fantastic because it means you can pre-prepare things, just little things for them to try. So it could be little things like vegetables, so carrots, things like that. It could be things like, now I'm going to say a very controversial one here, but it is something that little ones are able to try under the right circumstances, and it's to do with preparing it. Things such as grapes. Now I know people will panic about that, but it is something that little ones can try, but you have to be very, very, very careful when you're preparing them. You've got to make sure that you cut them down the middle. It's so that it's not circular, because if the reason why one of the reasons why things do get stuck and little ones can start to choke is because it's that kind of circular shape, because that is your airway basically. So if you've got it cut down the middle, for example a grape, cut down the middle, you've eliminated that circular shape, and it should go down much better. But like I say, make sure things are well cut up. Like I've said before, there's tons of advice on what you should do when it comes to cutting up things and stuff like that on the NHS website. So absolutely check that out for a bit more advice on that. So yes, all that kind of stuff you put in the ice cube tray, and then you've got a few little kind of snack testers to already prepared for a little one, and like I say, it just gives you a good idea of portion control. And it's, like I say, it's something super simple that we all likely have in our freezers, and it just helps you give a good idea of portion, things like that. So another one of the big questions around weaning is when to stop reducing milk feeds. Now this is something that obviously the overall aim is to reduce those milk feeds, whether it be breastfeeding or bottle feeding. The idea is over time you are going to reduce those, but when you start weaning at 6 months, the idea is you're introducing baby to food. So absolutely we do not reduce milk feeds then, because the milk feeds are actually what is sustaining baby, and the introducing food is literally, as it says, introducing the food. But once you start building those up and building up to when you get to about 3 meals a day, that's really when you start to look at reducing those milk feeds. Because like I say, ideally what you want to do is you want to get to a point where you have reduced it and it's gone. But that is not what you do straight away. What you do straight away is you keep those milk feeds up, keep those regular milk feeds as you have been doing for the first 6 months. Start introducing baby their food. Get them to have a little play, like we said, baby led, that is absolutely the way to do it. And once you get to those 3 meals a day, that's when you can start to look at reducing those feeds. So like I say, that's just a common one that people constantly ask as well. So absolutely keep going as when you start weaning up until you get to 3 meals a day, then start looking at it. So everyone, there just some facts and little tips on weaning. I hope you found that helpful, but it's one of those subjects that you can end up talking about for absolutely ages, and I don't want to kind of keep you too long, so that's why I've cut it off here. But obviously, if you do have any questions about weaning and you're struggling with things like that, the NHS website, like I say, the link's down here and it is also down below in the description. Head to it, they are full of advice on tips, things you should do, things you shouldn't do. Like I say, they give you an idea of the kind of foods that you can start with, and also some recipes as well. It's super useful. So please check that out if you are got any concerns, got any worries, or if you've just got any concerns and you want to ask some questions. But also health visitor is fantastic for that kind of thing as well. So get in touch and ask those questions and find out what you need to know. So other than that, thank you ever so much for watching today. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, we've hit that 150 subscriber mark, but please keep going. Click that like button and that subscribe button. Let's keep pushing on now, because yes, we've hit our 150 target, but I will now have a new target coming up. I've got one in mind, but I'm not going to announce it yet, because like I say, I will be announcing, I'll be announcing another competition coming up soon when we hit that next set of subscribers, so keep watching for that. But as always, thank you so much. It means the absolute world of support, because it just, to me, it means that people are watching these videos, and all I want to do with these videos is help you all out there. So like I say, click those likes buttons and subscribe buttons, and obviously if you want to see a few more videos like this, the kind of helpful tips, then please smash the buttons, smash the likes button, and please let us know in the comments below what you might want to see, or if you find these useful or not. But other than that, thank you ever so much for your time today. You take care of yourselves, everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you.